Finding yourself in a situation where a stray or loose-owned dog is coming at you can be terrifying. So how do you protect yourself and your animals? Joining us to talk about it is animal behaviorist Lisa Tynan. Lisa, thanks for spending some time this afternoon. Seeing that video is tough. Folks are dealing with the situation. Give us some background on how we got here.
Okay. So I can't start the video right there. Welcome back. The situation they're talking about is this video right here. I don't know if y'all can see it.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine that this has been going on for as long as it has, and we haven't been.
I shared a video yesterday where a heavy-set man was surrounded by dogs. One of the dogs was his, and he was punching these dogs. And also in that same area, there were a bunch of stray dogs attacking people. Remember, this is the same story. That guy who was in the street with those dogs, I don't know if you should be able to see it here. It's real small. And he was punching the dogs. I had to skip past that. That's the same area where they're dealing with all these stray dog attacks. And they brought this lady in to educate the general public on how we got here and, basically defend the dogs as always. And to give you tips, give us tips on how to protect ourselves if we're attacked by a dog. Let's listen.
Lisa, thanks for spending some time this afternoon. Seeing that video is tough. Folks are dealing with the situation. Give us some background on how we got here.
It's hard to imagine that this has been going on for as long as it has, and we haven't been able to stop it from happening. In my career here in Houston, which spans a decade, we've been experiencing this that entire time. And it's not just in Liberty County, it's all over the place. I would be remiss if I didn't say that we got here. There's a direct line from the save them all mentality to this crisis, because these are animals who are being left on the street to suffer.
Oh, here we go already. How many seconds in? 49, not even a minute into the broadcast. And this is broadcast 4 minutes and 13 seconds long. Not even 60 seconds in, she's already said the dogs are suffering. These dogs are suffering. Lady, get out of here. These dogs are well fed enough to launch repeated attacks. What are you talking about? What kind of suffering are you talking about? The only thing you could be talking about is a lack of food. You know what that tells us? Somebody's feeding these mutants. They're finding food from somewhere. They're riddled with too many parasites and are too hungry all the time and obsessed with food to not be eating. So don't give me that suffering nonsense. Don't tell me something that's launching attacks is suffering, that we should feel sorry for. Let's do that with people. If you got some maniac going out here attacking people unprovoked, random people, obviously that person's suffering too, aren't they? Wouldn't you consider those people sick? Something's wrong with them? But we don't give them that consideration, do we? We haul them right to jail and just call them a criminal. Throw away the key. But these mutts, they're suffering. That's why they're attacking everyone. Shut up. That's why I called you a fake expert. All of you. Fake experts.
And these are multi-generationally feral animals. They're born, grow up, breed, suffer, and then perish.
And somebody's feeding them. You just made it even worse. You just built my case even more. If they're generational, that means somebody's feeding them generationally. They're finding food generationally, even if they're going through somebody's trash. They're eating off our resources, so they're not suffering.
The streets. And so we need to have some kind of recourse, and we need to be enabling our animal control, animal enforcement officers.
Listen to that.
And these are multi-generationally feral animals. They're born, grow up, breed, suffer, and then perish on the streets.
Suffer and perish on the streets. No, they don't. These are not humans. These are worthless dogs, and they're getting food from somewhere. They're not going through their life generationally with no food. You only refer to humans as suffering on the streets. Do y'all hear this? I hope y'all taking notes. You don't apply that phrase to no dog or no other animal. How would that sound? Oh, the squirrels are outside suffering on the streets. Shut up. This is why I talk to y'all the way I do. And you know what? I feel like y'all need somebody to talk to you like this because nobody else does. That's why I don't have no problem with people coming over here shocked. Oh, listen to how you're talking. Shut up. Sick of you soft sissies out there. Male or female, just shut up. Toughen up. Now, I'm sorry to have to make you all suffer through more of this lady's babbling. But I must continue because it gets worse.
And so we need to have some kind of recourse, and we need to be enabling our animal control, animal enforcement officers to do their public safety job and to get these animals away from our community.
And how about no to that too, huh? How about no to that too? I'm not satisfied with dogs, stray dogs, repeatedly surrounding my home and having to wait till animal control come pick them up. What if I got to go to work? What if my family need to go to school? They got to stay inside the house because a pack of dogs surrounding the house. No, screw animal control. These things simply need to be exterminated like we would exterminate rats. Simple as that. The same way. People, if your block suddenly became infested, literally infested with rats, what would you all do? You would exterminate them, set poison in traps. That's the same thing dogs deserve. They're both mammals, both worthless, both counterproductive to our existence and quality of life.
Communities who are very much in danger.
Yeah, and that area continues to grow. Folks continue to buy land up there, but there still is no animal enforcement officers. There's no department there. At what point do elected officials have to look at this problem and go, okay, we need to protect our citizens?
We need to do something. It boggles the mind that an area as large as Liberty County does not have animal control. And I know some of the smaller cities do have, but it's generally...
And again, animal control is nothing but a bunch of dog lovers who half the time refuse to answer calls anyways. Refuse to come out there to pick up dogs anyways. They'll tell you, pick up the dog yourself and we'll come get it. Why? Because animal control is a bunch of nutters. And they assume the general public is a bunch of nutters. Can you pick it up? Can you catch the dog? Keep it in your house. We'll come pick it up. You know how dirtbaggish of advice that is? Low-level, unprofessional, dirtbag advice that is? Why are y'all professionals? How can you be such a professional if you expect the people to do all the work? Get out of here.
One officer, and you can't possibly respond to all of the calls that are being made. And you know, we always say, talk to your elected officials, talk to the people in the municipal government, and if they're not listening, run for office. Take those jobs of the people who aren't protecting their community.
Okay, right here and right now, what can folks do? You're on the street, you're walking or jogging, you're with your kid or with your other animals. As we saw that gentleman trying to protect himself and his dogs today, what do you do? You
know, it's hard at first glance when you're being approached by a dog to judge whether they are friend or foe.
No, it's not. No dog got no business walking up to me, period. Any dog approaching me is foe. We need to really understand that. Only nutters interpreted it as friendliness when a dog is just randomly invading your space. No, thank you, so-called expert. The gloves are off with you fake wannabe experts. She said she has 10 years experience. Whoop-de-doo. I got 8, and I'm putting it up against your 10 because you sound crazy, along with the rest of you. We got another behaviorist who stuck their head out the hole here recently. We're going to deal with after we're done with her.
But I would always advise people to assume the worst and to maintain distance. Now, I don't want to tell people to be walking around with weapons, but there are some tools that you can have. You know, fanny packs are trendy again, so it's okay to have a fanny pack stuffed with things that will keep you safe, including we wouldn't want to use pepper spray because you're more likely to incapacitate yourself, but an air horn.
No air horns. And what type of professional advice is that? When you same behaviorists say that loud, high-pitched sounds make them even more aggressive. How is that supposed to make sense, huh? Make sense out of that for me. An air horn, huh? People, I've played videos of attacks where air horns were going off nonstop. And the dogs were, guess what their dogs were doing? Ignoring them and continuing to attack. I'm not about to stand there and blow no stupid horn. That's nutter advice.
If you do feel like you need to have something like pepper spray, bear spray can shoot long distances.
No thanks. Just personally, no thanks. I'm not taking a chance squirting no bear spray either. Trying to spray no fluid through the air. It could be windy, it could be raining, snowing. No thank you.
Carry really stinky treats if the dog isn't quite attacking you.
A stinky treat.
But it's a little too close for comfort. You can scatter the treats and
scatter the okay. This is nutter advice. Carry treats with you. If a dog tries to attack you, take the treats and throw them. Okay, then they'll come right back to you. Saying that the food came from you, now they're going to be following you. And if you ain't got no more treats, they might start attacking you. What's going to happen when you come back outside? You're just supposed to keep buying treats to throw to the dogs to what? Feed them? Keep them healthy? That ain't no kind of professional advice. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Distract them. If the animals are approaching you and you feel like you're in danger, there are a couple things you shouldn't do. You shouldn't run because that will inspire that dog to chase you. That will ignite their prey drive. If you have a dog or a small child with you, if you can avoid picking them up, that will just cause the dog to start jumping up at your face.
Whoa, lady, whoa. Pump the brakes. Do you realize what you just said, ma'am? What you just confessed to? Nobody said nothing. Notice how she assumed that the dog will be after the child. The journalist asked, what if you're walking with your child and you're attacked by a dog? She responded by saying, well, don't pick your child up because then the dog will just jump at your face, meaning it's most likely going to be attacking your child, just like it was attacking this man's dog. Because dogs like to attack smaller dogs, other dogs, and small kids the most. Wow. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
You want to be very still, very quiet and calm.
Be a tree. No. I played and shown several attacks where people turned into a tree. They did not run and they were still attacked. And because you're not a true professional, you haven't looked at those films and you don't consider them. Even if you saw them, you'd probably ignore them. So no, thank you.
And put something between you and that dog. A car, a fence.
She said, put something between you and that dog. A car or a fence. So you're telling them to run. You just told them not to run. Now you're telling them to run to a car. run to a fence and get between the fence. And how are they supposed to pull that off without the dog chasing them right around the car or right around the fence? If the person is able to walk and get to the other side of a fence, so can the dog. Lady, and y'all so-called experts, this is why I talk to y'all the way I do. You deserve every bit. Walking around here calling yourselves professionals, putting out foolish information like this. You deserve every bit of you deserve more criticism than what I'm giving you. Talking crazy like this. You sound foolish, lady. Put a car in between you and the dog. Just snatch a car out the sky, huh? Pull a fence. Thanos, pull a fence from out the ground. What are you talking about? Are you high?
Very quiet.
No. Did you come onto this show high?
And calm.
Huh?
And put something between you and that dog. A car, a fence, space, anything that you can.
Space, huh? Put space between. So in other words, run away from it. Walk or run away from it is what you're saying, right? What else could you be saying? Put space in between you and the dog. Okay. Oh, God, get rid of these people. Get these people out of here, please. Every last one of these so-called behavior. Y'all are the worst, most pathetic excuses for professionals on earth. I'm ready to prove that. I dare one of you. Take me up on this challenge. Object to my objections to what you're saying. I dare you. Wow, what a disservice.
Calmly do to get away from these attacking dogs and call for help.
How about no? How about make sure you're you're a licensed armed carrier. Check the laws in your state. I've checked them. Most of them, you're allowed to let go on an attacking dog. That's your best option. That's the option cops go to. Like, let's say 98% of the time. Even though cops have a whole slew of weapons, they usually, almost always, go for the Roscoe. So what are you talking about? Ma'am, we already have examples. Examples of what works. We've seen them beat these mutts with batons, spray them, do all kind of stuff, and it does not stop an attack. And in most cases, you're going to have the dog, well, I won't say most, in many cases, you're going to be under attack before you're able to react, before you're able to do anything. So again, that doesn't work.
If you can, because one person against one or many dogs is at a severe disadvantage.
Yeah.
The other thing you could do if you have...
Did she just say one person against one or many dogs? So one person against one dog is a disadvantage? Thanks again for building my case of why they're not pets and have no place in society. She's doing a better job than I can. That's what she said.
Anything that you can calmly do to get away from these attacking dogs and call for help if you can, because one person against one or many dogs is at a severe disadvantage.
Yeah.
The other thing you could do if you have the ability to, not everybody has money and resources, but they make tools like they're called coyote vests. Mm-hmm. They look absolutely ridiculous, but they will protect smaller or even medium or large sized dogs. It's either a harness or a collar, and it's got spikes on it. It's a little bit sturdier than a regular harness. Mm-hmm. This is the area.
Okay, so the dog goes to bite and it gets its face stabbed. So with this vest, you're also advocating for the dog to sustain damage. No thanks, I'll inflict damage in another way. And that vest is only for dogs, it's not for people. And let's say you, the owner, are under attack. This ain't no solution.
Area that's most in danger when you're either you or your pet is being attacked that you want to protect. So You know, if you can dress your dog in a vest, or if you yourself can wear loose clothing or thick. The only time I've ever
Listen to this. Not once did she recommend the Roscoe.
been bitten, it wasn't as bad as it could have been because I was wearing a jacket.
Right.
So that gives their teeth something else to grab onto other than your skin.
It's tough that we have to have the conversation and think of these.
Yeah, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Pathetic. You're not professional. Don't take it personal. None of the other dog behaviorists are real professionals either. I've been challenging them for years. None of them have the nerve. They know full well that they are in a fraudulent profession. Get out of here. Now, I'm going to start doing this from now on. Whenever a media outlet publishes a bunch of misinformation and rubbish, I'm going to share the media outlet that it was shared on. Sometimes the author is, kind of anonymous. And this next expert gave their story to the News and Observer. I believe this used to be the Sentinel. Right? Here's the article. This surfaced yesterday. I also mentioned an 8-year-old who was killed by a family dog while letting the dogs outside to use the bathroom. This is that same story. And they go over the story here that he let the dogs out and the dogs turned and attacked for no reason, unprovoked as always. And then they added one of these sections. We've seen this before. What to know about dog attacks. Look at what they wrote. They share badly outdated statistics. 4.5 million people each year bitten. Nearly 800,000 need ER treatment. Okay, these are badly outdated. These were the statistics back in 2010. 14 years ago. And we all know dog attacks have skyrocketed since then. 2020 and every subsequent year. And here comes the propaganda. You see it right here. Any dog can bite if they feel scared or nervous, or if they want to be left alone. In other words, they only attack when they feel scared, nervous, or if they're being harassed. And if they attack, they're doing it out of a sense of being a victim. They're scared. Something's scaring them. Wouldn't you defend yourself if you were scared? They're trying to make the dog attack seem logical or reasonable, understandable, as something you shouldn't punish or get rid of the dog for. Oh, it was just scared. That's a natural feeling, isn't it? It was just nervous. That's natural, right? When it's all a lie. These dogs are never scared and they're never nervous. That's exactly why they attack. And in this case, these were family dogs. What are you saying? That the dogs, for no reason, became scared of an 8-year-old that they've been seeing every day? They use this as an excuse to excuse the dogs and permit them to stay in our society the way that they are. You clearly see the story that they included this information on is highly unlikely. It's a family dog, 8-year-old. Thing been seeing this 8-year-old his whole life? No. It's brood parasite behavior. And this is routine. This is not the first time we've seen this. And they continue. They say you should never approach a dog that seems what? That seems angry or scared. And look at this. If an unfamiliar dog comes up to you, well, wait a minute. Why would it come up to me if it's scared? If it's nervous? Why would it walk up to me? What are you talking about? So a dog walk up to you, violate your space, They want you to assume that the dog is nervous and scared of you. They're trying to get the general public to always paint the dog as the victim in your mind. It's scared, it's nervous. Oh, it's just defending itself. No, your lies don't work. It don't make sense. You're always contradicting yourselves. And this is why you're not experts. Okay? As simple as that. And once again, they never tell you that you have the right by law to use a Roscoe for protection. They tell you to stay calm and be still. Be a tree. Look at the sky. Be still. Look upward. Don't make any noises. Don't run. And then they say, what? Don't make no noises. Then say go or say no or go home in a deep voice. Okay, so that cancels out being quiet and not making any noises. Okay? Okay. Oh, okay. Lord. Stand with the side of your body towards the dog. Slowly raise your hands. Okay, y'all can try this if you want to. I've shown videos of people trying to do this and getting attacked anyway. You let me know how that goes. But me, I'm going to be reaching for the Roscoe. And I'm going to be letting go. Letting go, okay? All you're going to hear is no, 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 no. Not Fido. And Fido's going to be gone from the face of the earth. Y'all be safe out there. These nutters are trying to brainwash us into inferiority to dogs, which is the biggest insult imaginable. And I hope you all can join me on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade.